Yes, Mighty IFFI in the Time of Floods is a film about the climate crisis and how climate change affects the lives of hundreds of millions of people in the Indian subcontinent, and more in particular the Brahmaputra region, the border between India and Bangladesh, the river border, the thousands of mud islands that are situated there.
So how easy was it to to produce this film?
Yeah, it was not easy at all to produce or to shoot. It was a long process. It was a lot of shooting, 600 hours approximately, a lot of trips, a lot of back and forth. Also COVID, the blockage, closing the borders affected the film as well. So it was a complicated overall process to create this film, like any of my films. So I'm very happy to have eventually completed it and have a successful festival career.
Going into this interior villages is not that easy to accept you. So how did you convince the people over there?
Yes, it's not my first time working in different parts of the world. I have a background in anthropology and photography. So I have visited different regions such as Iraq, where my previous documentary film focused on the kidnappings of ISIS and how families were trying to buy with ransom their daughters back from the Islamic State soldiers. This time I decided to visit an area that there is no electricity. People are very unfortunate. They live in a place where they don't have images from the rest of the world. There is no TV, there is no smartphones. So it's not an easy place to be accepted.
How did you begin this? Because you have to train a person over there to play a lead role. How did you manage that?
The film is a documentary with fictional elements. So a lot of it was just the run and gun shooting, especially the first part, following my character and other people during flow time. So it is a time where people are not concerned at all about having a camera next to them, because they have a very specific ritual to follow. They need to secure their livestock in dry areas. They need to gather food in bamboo platforms in the interior of the house. They need to make a number of things in order to prepare to the upcoming disaster.
One question that we want to ask you is that the girl who was playing the lead role at the rowing the boat and all that, was she knew how to do it, or you have picked up that particular girl?
Yes, Afrin is the protagonist of the film, and she's a real character. She grew up in the Mud Island where I met her. She's orphaned by mother and abandoned by father. She was pretty much on her own with some relative around, but also that she couldn't receive much support from them. So yeah, it's a person that is playing her real life story, and it was not easy at all to explain the cinema process to her, and I think, to be honest, she was also not particularly interested, at least at the very beginning. I think she was happy to be having the camera focusing on her. She didn't receive much support and attention throughout her childhood.
Did you manage to take the retakes so many, or how was it?
No, there is no retake. It's just filming on a run and gun situation. There is a process of filming continuously throughout the day.
So how many cameras did you use, and because how drone and all?
It's just one camera, my camera. and I'm filming constantly myself. I'm operating also the camera myself, at least some 80% of the film. So it was a lot of trial and error, a lot of material to go through in order to be able to make the final version of it.
So what actually you want to tell from your film, people?
The message of the film is one, the resilience and adaptation qualities of the people there, because I think the whole world can learn from that. It's impressive how people are able to adjust and adapt in this kind of condition. The resilience to keep on going. That's one of the main messages that I would like to bring out with this film. At the same time, it's important for the world communities, United Nations, European Union, governments, Western and Eastern countries, to concentrate on the term climatic refugee, which is a sort of a gray area. It's not really acknowledged on a world level, and the status is not given the importance that it should be given.
Now we see a lot of violence is taking across the globe. Is there any plan like that to get it on the film like that?
To get on the film, what the violence in...
Yes, you see Hamas, Israel, Lebanon.
To make a film about that?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yes, I made a film before in Iraq about the Islamic State. The Israeli and Palestinian conflict is not a conflict that I would like to concentrate upon. I think there is a lot of material on that and a lot of films being made for decades. I'm particularly interested in stories that suffer from inattention. And that's why I decided to embark on the project.
Will this be filmed in the theaters? So I don't.
Yes, there is plans for cinema release in Greece and Italy, and we are open to new places where the film can be shown.
What's your next project now?
I'm currently developing a film about the Greek wildfires, which is devastating the countryside every year in Greece. Last summer there were 1 month, 2 months burning different parts of Greece. Beautiful mountains and forests were burned down to ashes. It's also a topic related to climate crisis and how our environment is being constantly changing.
We don't see much of comedy or something in this, films. Like, why is it so? We don't see any horror movie also in this. How about that?
Yes, I would say comedy is not my
Yes.
speciality, neither horror films. I think as an ethnographer and anthropologist, I'm interested in topics that can bring awareness and help us take action about urgent topics that affect us.
So, your last message to the people at the IFFI here?
At the IFFI?
Yeah.
International Film Festival of India, Goa. It's an amazing festival. I'm very happy to be here and present my film. I would like to thank the programmers in the festival for the invitation, and would surely recommend other people to come over and play their films here.
Thank you very much.